So the purpose of this machine and this video is kind of as a proof of concept for something I heard at a podcast quite a few months back now. I've been working on this thing for a while. So there was, it's called Calling All Platforms is the name of the podcast. And they're a tech podcast. So they were covering, there was the new Samsung Watch Ultra that had just been announced. And they were talking about how, Samsung's Watch Ultra and Apple's Watch Ultra are very, very similar. And they were talking about how, Apple Watch Ultra has the action button, and then Samsung had decided to call it the quick button. And they just said that was a stupid name, which I agree, it is a weird name. But they said that they would forgive it if somebody could make it so that you could push the quick button and it would make Nesquik or, chocolate milk. And I was like, that sounds like a lot of fun. So I have created a chocolate milk machine that can run by pushing a button on your smartwatch. This is my chocolate milk machine, and I'm just gonna go through and show you all the elements. So very first here, this is where it will actually be making the chocolate milk. There's a little bit of an immersion blender right here, the powder auger, and the milk pump right here, or the milk spout. So let's see, first I'll show you the powder auger. This is the most recent thing I've done. So there's this whole auger tube right here that comes into here. This is a container for the powder. You can kind of see here, put the powder in there. This servo motor here will spin the auger so that it will feed it along and it will come out here. It is just a prototype, so it is actually very slow. And when I record it, I will speed that up because of how slow it's going to be. But yeah, not ideal, but that's, just prototype, right? So then we have the milk. So you can see the tube comes in right here, comes around here to this pump right here. And then that pump, the other part where it's pumping out of, just straight out of the jug, right? There's the milk. And then the very last element here is the immersion blender. So for the immersion blender, this thing spins. This thing right here is a magnet, and then on the back of this tower here, I've got a magnet sensor right there, and that will sense and that will complete the circuit if a magnet is nearby. If a magnet is nearby, this thing will start spinning. So that's how that works. And then this whole top layer here will go down and up as this motor spins back here, right there. And that's because of the hydraulic system here. So you can see on the front here, there's these syringes that are filled with water. Then these tubes connecting them to the other syringes are filled with water. And then this syringe here is connected to that whole system. And then there's this linear actuator back here where there's a screw shaft there, and as that spins, it spins the little nut there and it moves it back and forth. And then there are limit switches right there in order to control its motion. So let's give it a whirl. One thing I should also mention is this is all plugged into a smart outlet, which I can control with my phone. And in theory, this could also be used with a shortcut and bounce to the action button on the Apple Watch Ultra, or for example, it could be bound to the quick button on the Samsung Ultra watch. So yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so now I'm just going to activate my smart outlet. I would use my phone, but it's currently being used for recording, so I can't. But the concept is there. Okay, there it goes, initializing. Now it's dispensing the powder. This is gonna take a while, so I'm gonna speed this part up. Alrighty, and now we are dispensing the milk. It will dispense for about 15 seconds, and then the immersion blender is going to go down and mix it all up. So there it goes. So there it goes, lowering on down. As the hydraulic system working, you can hear the motor whirring in the back. The syringe is sliding back in the very back there behind the other ones. Okay, and now it is mixing up. Alrighty, and now it is going back up as it has been mixed. And now it is done. Okay, let's try it out. So here we go. Pour it into my mug there. Okay. There we go. Let's try it out. All right, pretty good. And you know what? I've just had an idea. Instead of spending months working on this machine, instead, well, that was a lot easier. That took me like a minute instead of like, 7 minutes. Plus the fact that I had to design this thing for, a few months. So, all in all, it's been a colossal waste of time. No, in all seriousness, this has been really fun to do, and I am super glad I was able to do it. It was a great brain exercise for me, and I think it was a great proof of concept of using the Samsung Quick button to make Nesquik chocolate milk. So, thank you.